Hi everyone. This is a money saving tip. I know I haven't done one in a very long time, but this is probably one of my best ones because it affects everyone. We all have to have drinking water, and you'd be surprised at how much money you spend on drinking water. I, on the other hand, spend probably a minimum of 80% less than the average person on their drinking water, and I'm going to show you why. Did you know that Americans spend on an average of $1.22 a gallon for their drinking water? Now compare that to gasoline, which right now is going at around $3.75 a gallon. So that seems, you're getting a deal compared to gasoline. However, if you drink your drinking water exclusively from these bottles, and you are most likely paying an average of $7.50 a gallon for your water. Twice as much as what gasoline is right now. I have been spending for years and years and years 20 cents a gallon. And this drinking water happens to be some of the best drinking water on the market. Whereas the cheapest amount of water that you can buy in the store is $1.01. Okay? Anyway, stay tuned, and I'm going to show you just how I achieve this really huge savings.
Drinking water comes in all different size containers. The larger the container, the cheaper the price. Also, the more well-known name brand, the higher the price. The cheapest price for drinking water in the store is going to be, as you can see here, 89 cents a gallon, which is for the generic store brand. 10 cents has to be added for the CRV for the container, which is charged on all water containers in California. So the total lowest price is 99 cents a gallon. The most popular size of drinking water sold in the stores is the 16.9 fluid ounce bottle in a case of 24 bottles. Now, let's compare how much this water costs per gallon. In order to compare, you have to calculate how many gallons this case of water totals, which is a little over 3 gallons. Starting with the generic brand, the price is $2.99. You add the $1.20 CRV, and then divide that by the number of gallons, 3.16, and you get a cost of $1.31 per gallon. The next brand, Aquafina, comes in at $2.12. Dasani is $1.96 per gallon. And lastly, Arrowhead is $1.64 per gallon.
So, where do I get this 20 cents a gallon water? 3 words: water vending machines. I've been going to them since the 1980s. That's over 30 years. And they're everywhere. They're usually located right outside of a grocery store. Or if you go to the one like mine, which is called the Watermill Express, it's located usually in a parking lot of a shopping center. The downside of vending machines is that you have to get your own containers. But once you get your own containers, they last forever. I am usually getting the water myself. I like to have gallon containers because I can lift them easier than, say, a 5-gallon container. I'm going to show you where I got my containers from.
I like the Lipton Tea gallon containers because they're clear and you can see the water. And they have a sturdy handle and they're inexpensive. But the most important part of this bottle is that it has a screw top so that the water will not leak out when you transport it. So when we're finished with the tea, I rinse out the bottles and take off the labels, which come off pretty easily because they don't put a lot of glue on these labels. And then I switch the bottle tops to make the bottles just a bit more colorful. The per gallon price is 25 cents at this vending machine. But if you have a 5-gallon container and $1, you can get water for 20 cents a gallon, an extra gallon. But I don't have a 5-gallon container, and so in order to get the 5-gallon price with 1-gallon containers, you have to be very organized. Let me show you how I do it. I place 5 containers with the tops off on the counter by the spigot, and as soon as each container fills up, I replace it with an empty one until they're all filled up. Now this takes less than a minute to do. I have filled 25-gallon bottles, and that cost a grand total of $5. Now compare that to the cost for a generic brand of water at $24.75. 25 gallons of Aquafina would cost $53. And if you buy your water by the bottle at $1 or more, the cost will be a minimum of $187.50. In addition to having to buy water bottles to store the water, I had to buy water bottles to drink the water as well. Here are a few of my bottles, and they range from $12 to $1. The $1 ones I use the most because I freeze water in them to keep my drinking water cold.
So that's pretty much it. So besides having to get your own containers, you also have to put forth an effort to actually drive to the vending machine and spend the time to fill up your bottles. And I don't think a lot of people would like to do that. For me, like I said, I've been doing it for 30 years, so it's second nature. It's just a part of my errands. And you know, they have such a high pressured delivery system that the water comes out so fast and it doesn't take much time at all. And I don't normally fill up 25 bottles at a time. I'm just doing that right now. So really, you know, if I'm living alone, 6 bottles will do me for about a week or so. And that, of course, takes no time at all to fill up. The savings is tremendous. You don't even realize it. So something to think about, something that might save you a few coins. All right? Thanks for watching.